What's going on YouTube? This is your guy Garrett from King's Black Gaming, and I'm back with another video. So before I get into this, please hit that like, that subscribe, and that little bell on the side so you guys are notified each and every time I drop some new content. My channel is growing and I want you guys to be a part of it. So let's get into this, alright? First of all, we gotta put the fanboy shit aside and really have a talk about this 4K fiasco with the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X, formerly known as the Scorpio. Let's start with the Scorpio. Now, many people fell into the assumption that when Microsoft said this would be a true 4K console, that each and every game would be in native 4K. They never said every game would be in 4K, but let's be real. They knew this would fool most of the public. They knew what they were doing. They knew their extreme fanboys would take this and run with it, as if all games are in 4K. They also knew what they were doing when they said they would allow the developers to do what they want with the power of the Scorpio. That statement was designed to cover their asses. They knew third-party devs would be utilizing the checkerboard technique. They also knew that the third-party developers and many more would simply use native 4K. So they could always say, well, we do have true 4K games. This makes the Xbox One X a true 4K machine. And yes, I agree with that. But I also recognize that the messaging is shady. If they wanted to be clear and open about it, they would say the console is 4K capable. As they said with the Xbox One S, you know, I mean, it's more capable than the Xbox One S and the PS4 Pro. So, I mean, that's being clear with it. Now, on the other side, you got Sony with their shady 4K bullshit. You know, the way dynamic 4K is advertised in their commercials, you would think it was 4K with a little extra sauce on it. They use checkerboarding regularly. And also a technique that I mentioned earlier, dynamic 4K, which scales the resolution up and down depending on how intensive that part of the game is. You know, Xbox uses that way of scaling too. Shit, on some games, Sony and Xbox, in fact, with the new Assassin's Creed Origins, they're using checkerboarding and dynamic scaling. Yet Sony mentions 4K a lot. Shit, in fact, the term dynamic 4K, like if you didn't know any better, like I said, you would always think this is dynamic 4K is better than 4K. If you ain't know any better, but you know, truth be told, both of these companies are deceiving, but they're not really lying. The Xbox One X will have double-digit native 4K games on day one. At the minimum, the PlayStation Pro gets all the sports games in native 4K every year. So you can't say they're not 4K consoles. They are not lying. Although the Xbox One X will do native 4K a lot more than the Pro. The problem with the Xbox One X is that it will always take a hit on some third-party games due to Sony being the market leader. So those devs will more than likely develop the enhanced version of the game on the PS4 Pro and just port that version of the Xbox to the Xbox One X. It is what it is. They used to do this last gen with the PS3 getting the port instead of the Xbox 360, you know. It's just sad that the true resolution is hiding behind shady terms like dynamic 4K with Sony and 4K Ultra HD with Microsoft, but that 4K Ultra HD also includes checkerboarding and, you know, upscaling. Like, it's crazy, man. Like, I feel like it's detrimental to your customer base when they finding out via website that these games that have 4K all over the box, all in the ads, aren't actually 4K. You know, Let me know what you guys think, man. Is this 4K shit shady to you? Like, from what you're saying, is it shady to you knowing that they're advertising things as 4K when it's not actually 4K? Let me know in the comment section, all right? King's Blood, out.